Hey guys, it's DC, and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary where all soap lovers are welcome. I have not done a live stream in a very long time, but guess what? Today we are going to be discussing this week's soaps. We're talking Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, The Young, the Restless, The Bold and Beautiful, and my British soaps, EastEnders and Hollyoaks. And who could forget my South African soaps, Skeem Saam. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Sunday night, this is DC Soap Sanctuary. Lego. Cue intro. Hey guys, it's DC, and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary where all soap lovers are welcome, guys. I have not done a live stream, like I said, in so long, but it feels good to be back. Or, in the words of Stefano Demira, it feels good to be back, eh? You know, I always think about people who have their like nerdy thing, whether it's like anime or Dungeons and Dragons. I feel like soaps is my nerdy thing. But it feels good to be back, guys. In case no one does come to the chat just yet, I'm just going to be going through my quick little, almost like weekend review of all four soaps, including my Britich soaps and my South African soaps. Which, when you're in grad school, this is kind of a lot to keep up with. I'm not gonna lie. I've had to cut back a little bit. I see that Kaiwan is in the chat. Kaiwan says, "What up? What up? What up, Kaiwan? What's going on?" Kaiwan says, "What?" Let's see here. What up? I'm gonna miss Gladys. If she's gone, it is perfect. It's perfect. Like Sunny in some way, and I hate Sunny because he doesn't want a minute. Okay, yeah. You know what? I think Gladys's last scene was this past Thursday, and I'm all caught up on all soaps, just about. I don't know if I'm fully caught up on B&B though, guys, but I have a rough draft of an idea of what's going on. I may hop into James' live stream in a little bit, so you never know what's gonna happen. There's like multiple live streams I think going on right now at this moment. We have Dish and Days, we have Albert, we have James, we have. Okay, I think that's just about it. I think that's just about it, guys. Man, I have not done a live stream in so long, but I'm like, it's time. I gotta do a live stream. I got to. I miss doing this. I miss being able to have this interaction with some of you guys. If any of you guys are in the chat, just let me know because it's been a minute. It's been a minute here. Dewan. Okay, so Dewan, let me tell you something about you, Dewan. Glass is gone. That's good news. We literally have the same name. So people don't know this, but my name is obviously DC, but the D stands for Dewan with a D at the end. But it's the same thing, Dewan. So it's like, this is almost like my twin here, guys. Dewan says, though, if Gladys is gone, that is good news. I definitely agree. I think that Gladys has overstayed her welcome. I am glad that Sunny kind of gave her a grace. And I think it was because she was family. She was able to get that grace and go forward. So I was appreciative that the fact that Sunny did that. The soap after show, Jakarius Naylor. Jakari says, hey, Jakarius, what's going on? Jakarius, I think it's amazing that you got on Carson Boatman on your channel. And then, of course, Greg Vaughn. Jakarius out here making moves. Jakarius, how did you get them to come on your channel? What's the secret? What'd you do? I've only got one interview so far on my channel, which was with Fido Xavier, director of GH, which that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. But I feel like Jakarius manifested that interview with Carson Boatman because we all know how Jakarius feels about Carson Boatman. So I feel like that was like manifested. It was such a strong enough desire that it came through. You know what I mean? It was very strong. It was a very strong desire. All right, Jakarius says Zoom chats. Okay, I figured that. Dewan says I'm curious about Ava. Okay, on GH, right? What exactly would you say when it comes to Ava that you find yourself curious about, Dewan? What is it that you would say with that? I watched GH this week. I have to admit the Sasha and Cody storyline, it's very anticlimactic for me. I don't know what it is, but I'm not that crazy about it in a sense for whatever reason. I'm not that crazy. I'm not crazy about Sasha and Cody. I'm not really invested in them for some reason. I don't know what it is. I guess in some ways, I feel like those two characters have not been that developed out, and I haven't really felt I got the chance to really care about them as of just yet, All right, Jakari says, my girl Candace looked me up. The Candace Matt. You know, I really want to be on Candace's audio drama forever and a day. I really do. I really do want to be on there. It she'll have me. It she'll have me one of these days. She'll have me. It she'll have me one of these days. All right. Kaiwan says, yes, they don't have any chemistry. Sasha and Cody. He should be with, okay, so he should be with Brooklyn. Honestly, yeah, I could see that chemistry with Brooklyn. Now, on One Life to Live, the actor who plays Cody and the actress who plays Brooklyn on One Life to Live, they were both on One Life to Live, but they played siblings on One Life to Live. It's always weird when soaps do that. When they have your siblings on one soaps, but your lovers on another. I don't know if that's ever been done before, but I'm pretty sure it has in some aspect. I think in some aspect it has. All right, so Dewan says, I wonder if Ava is even still alive. Oh, yeah, the whole thing with Mason. Yeah, we haven't seen the fallout from that, right? They haven't really given us a follow up with that. Maybe what's going to happen, she's going to be taken to wherever Nicholas is, and she's going to be tied up, and he's like, oh, you thought you killed me? And then I think it might be something like that. That's what I think would be. So we got 10 people in the chat. Okay, guys, I got 10 people in the chat. What's up, though? What's up, though? I got 10 people in the chat. I got 10 people in the chat here. Okay, what's up, though? Okay, Jakari says, manifested DC. Yes, I'm going to try to, Jakari. I'm going to try to. I think my chat's coming a little bit sooner or later because I have my regular live chat open, my phone, and here, so I can see the comments almost before they come. Jakari says, I couldn't stand Cutter. I won't like to live. Jakari, can we just talk about the fact that the name Cutter already? I couldn't even stand the name Cutter. What kind of a name is that? Like, come on. What kind of a name is that? That alone made you not want to stand the character. All right, Shaiwan says, yeah, I said months ago when I first saw about wanting to live to put them with each other. Oh, yeah. I mean, Kimberly Andrews, she played Kimberly Andrews on One Life to Live. They were both the brother and sister of, and the children of Alex Olenov, who plays Olivia Jerome on GH. Well, they call her Liv, which my guess is because you had Olivia Cormain and Olivia Jerome, just to not confuse the two. One was Olivia, one was Liv, which is weird. I never think of a villain as Liv. Hey, Liv is so scary. Olivia sounds scarier than Liv. I don't know. Anyways, Miss Toby. Hey, Miss Toby. Hey, Miss Toby. Ava is definitely alive. Yeah, Ava's alive. Ava's alive. You know, soaps are not written like the way Passions was. The way Passions was, you really did not know. The way James Riley wrote soaps, you really did not know who was dead or alive, right? Even if people were on contract or not. I think we saw that with the New Salem storyline. We killed off all the vets, and people started to get scared and worried. And I feel like if it was up to James Riley, he would fire people just for the sake of the storyline. Which I get it. This is their job, so you don't want to do that. But I do miss that element of suspense that soaps used to have, because I do feel like soaps could even take the telenovela route where they could kill off a character or a long-standing character and then maybe bring them back as another on the show to fulfill whatever contract obligations they have, you know, because it doesn't, I'm not really kept in suspense. Like, we know if Sonny, if someone's in the show Sonny, we know he's not going to die. We know he's not, unless I'm not reading spoilers or watching those things. So that's another thing. All right, Jakari says, exactly, DC, exactly. All right, Jakaris also says now, how do you feel about Lois coming back on GH? I did not know that until I went to Albert's live stream that Lois was coming back on GH. I think it'll be good because it plays into the whole Eddie Main thing. And honestly, it is weird that after all of this stuff that's been going on, that Brooklyn's mom has not been on screen. And I would love to see a face-off between Lois and Tracy. And I think that'll be kind of interesting. She has history with Sonny. She has history with Ned. There's obviously Brooklyn. So I think so. I think Rena Sulfur is an amazing actress. So I think she could be put to good work on GH. So I'm looking forward to that, actually. All right. Dewan says, I know how you guys feel. I jumped from As World Turns Carly to GH Carly. You know, let me ask you this, Dewan, since you watch As World Turns, do you think that which role do you think was Maura West's best role? As Carly Tenney on As World Turns or as Ava Jerome on General Hospital? Because for me, it's Ava Jerome. Let's see here. Okay, so Kai One says here, I was watching a few months ago. They saying she had this girl back. And I think you think you manifested Lois because you wanted her to come back, Kai One. You think you manifested Lois. Okay. Yeah, I mean, GH is filmed in LA. She was in LA. B&B wasn't really using her because I think Quinn and Carter was actually a pretty hot couple on B&B. They missed it. They missed the mark. Just for us to focus back on Ridge and Brooke again, Hope and Liam again, Steffi again. I don't know what it is for Brad Bell. He's got a hard on for these people. He cannot allow the show to not focus on these people. He won't allow it. He just can't allow it. You know, the thing is that in All My Children, Erica Kane was the protagonist of the show, but the show didn't revolve around her at the same time. One Life to Live, Vicky was the protagonist of the show. Their show didn't revolve around her at the same time. Now, with General Hospital, you had Sonny, Carly, and Jason. It's like that was their show, and everybody else was existing in it. You know what I mean? Everybody else is existing in it. And when it comes to B&B, it's like Ridge and Brooks' world, and everybody else just existing in it. All right? Darby13, hey, Darby. Darby, how do you feel being back in my chat? It's been a minute, huh? It's been a minute. Darby says, hello, but if Gladys is gone, who am I supposed to really despise? I know I'm supposed to hate Esme, but she hasn't done anything that Carly wouldn't have done in her past either. Which is a good question. Do you guys think that Esme is redeemable as a character, personally? And I'm happy that Laura stood up for Esme. Even though Laura knew on some level Esme was basura, trash, she knew that she could not sit by and watch another woman have her child taken away by a cast-iron man, especially knowing her history. So I give Laura her props for that. I give Laura her props. I give her props for that. Miss Toby says, as the world turns for me. Yeah, Miss Toby, I agree with you. I think that, like, okay, well, no, okay, never mind. I said Ava Jerome. I said Ava Jerome. Okay, Miss Toby, why do you say Carly Tenney was more West's best role? Which makes me believe you were probably watching As the World Turns for a longer time, because I didn't start watching till 06. And this is when her and JJ were in the quicksand. Was it JJ or Parker? I think it was JJ. Her and JJ were in the quicksand. That was a thing. That was like, I think, the last time soaps had ever used quicksand. After that, quicksands were done. They retired that, and I don't think they ever bring back the quicksand thing where they're like they melted in the quicksand. Yeah, those are good times on soaps. Those are good times. Dewan says Ava Jerome has the best role for More West. Yeah, I think so, because I feel like Carly Tenney was a damsel in distress. Ava Jerome is not as much as that. But I do feel like Ava Jerome has become watered down in order for her to exist on canvas. And I guess that does have to happen with characters after a while in the soaps, where they do have to be watered down in order for them to keep existing on the canvas. Because you can't stay a villain, the ultimate villain, and be on for 10 years because you're like, why aren't you in jail yet? This is what's happened with Sheila on B&B. You're the ultimate villain, but you're still on canvas. It doesn't make sense. So now we got to give you a romance storyline. And I'm not buying what they're selling. I'm not buying what they are selling. All right, let me get these comments. Okay, Kaiwan says, I definitely think it is the mixture between Mel and Carly mixed together, and she definitely become the new Carly Kloss for me. Okay. Kaiwan also says, I think they should put my resume with Michael. And I remember the commercial with the Will Turn. I didn't watch time. That's when Pokemon was on. Okay. And then Shakari says, wasn't Carly a fashion house? Yes, she was. She worked with Barbara Ryan, right? Barbara Ryan. She worked with Barbara Ryan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Dewan says, on B&B, Taylor's my girl. I was like, all those fives need to listen while a 10 is talking. Okay, okay. I feel you. Okay, the cat lady, the cat lady, Angelique is here. Okay, cat lady, I'm not gonna lie. When that lady on Days, I forgot her name, Nurse Whitley was on with the cats in her apartment. Why did I think of you that whole time that storyline was on? Why did I think of you? Not saying you would kidnap him there and bring him back to your place and while he's under amnesia. But why did that make me think of you? Why did it make me think of you? Okay, Callie says, everyone's doing live tonight. Albert, DC, and James. Yes, the 4 families of soaps. Only thing that's missing is Brock TV. We have here legal counsel for Boston Enterprises, Nikisha Moore. Nikisha Moore, what a pleasant surprise. Hey, DC, everyone. Hey, Nikisha. You're here today in Sanctuary Productions. That's in my soap business. So we got JLJ Media. That's his version of Newman Media. We got Boston, Love Enterprises, currently called Love Enterprises, formerly known as Boston Enterprises. And then you got Sanctuary Productions, which is me over here. And you got Clark Industries. You got all that stuff. All right, Darby13 says, she is redeemable, but there's a risk that she'll fall further down that pit of evil created by her parents. She did. You know, the writing for Esme has been very lazy. The whole Maggie thing, I'm like, who is this Maggie person? They dropped that. Then it's like, let's make Heather Weber her mom. And let's make Heather Weber the hook, which it worked when they did that, but it was lazy. It was lazy. Heather had another child just running around. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think Esme is Heather Weber's only living child at this point. Stephen Lars is gone. Franco is gone. So it's only, isn't it, in a way, her and Elizabeth are kind of like almost sort of related-ish in a way, right? Yeah. Elizabeth is kind of like her stepsister in a way, because her mom was once married to Jeff Weber. So, anyways, Miss Toby, hey Miss Toby, I think she had her acting chops on As the World Turns. Okay, 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 okay. You know, As the World Turns was a soap to me where you got to see the really good nuances. They really took their time, I feel like, in As the World Turns, building a story while making you really connect with the characters. I really felt like the residents of Oakdale lived in a small town. You know what I'm saying? Like GH, I don't feel like they live in a small town. I feel like it's a medium-sized city where some of the residents happen to know each other. On All My Children, I feel like they lived actually in a small town where everyone knew each other. Lambview kind of sort of in between. Um, Harmony on Passions was kind of like, we kind of sort of live in a small town, sort of ish. But Oakdale, Springfield, and Pine Valley really felt like those were small towns where everyone actually knew each other, in a sense. All right. Dewan says Brock did start calling his channel Buchanan Enterprises. Yeah, he did at one point in time. He did. Now, see, that is the running joke. That's why I call Albert's channel Boss Enterprises and I call it BE, because there was Buchanan Enterprises and One Like to Live. Albert didn't catch the joke because Albert didn't watch One Like to Live, and that's why I got canceled. All right, Lisa says, do you think Alex is Victor's son? Hey, oh, by the way, Lisa, it's good to see you in the chat. I believe that Xander is Alex, is Victor's son, because his name is also Alexander. I believe it's Xander, and it would just make more sense. Xander has had a longer history with Victor, and Victor has treated Xander the most like trash than anybody else. It's more soapier. It's not as soapy when it's Alex. Alex and Victor have not had many scenes together or a lot of interactions. All right, Kaiwan says, I think Esme is going to be sister of the Hook, but they're going to come back in a few months with have the whole website off. Okay, Esme is going to be the sister. Okay, rephrase that for me, Kaiwan. I know your messages sometimes get a little crazy. Rephrase that for me a little bit so I can understand. Because I think I get the gist of what you're trying to say. Rephrase that for me if you can. Lakeisha Moore says Esme should stay a villain. We need troublemaking characters for balance. We do. I would like to think of Esme as our modern day Maxie Jones that we had back then. Remember, Maxie was working as a volunteer in the a GH. She was drugging Lucky. She was our bad girl back in the day. It was Maxie Jones, the daughter of Frisco and Felicia. And I think Esme has to be that person. But the problem is, I feel like on soaps nowadays, since everything has to be a certain type of way, even in society, there's not room for like our everyday villains. Like, it's not every villain that has to like blow up a laboratory or put on a scientifically altered mask to pretend to be somebody else. Sometimes we can have mild, subtle villains. We need that. And I agree with you. I think Esme can be that villain. I think she could. I think she actually could be that villain. Darby13 says Nurse Willie is a fake cat lady who has cat pillows because she's allergic to cats. There's only one cat lady. Yeah, that's usually because as our resident cat lady. Rangel's because our cat lady. Okay, Kaiwan says, I think that I live in Rockefeller Republic is part of the country where they have bigger houses. You know how rich people is, but sometimes it's liberal rule, somewhat, I mean. Okay. I'm grasping a little bit more you're saying. Lakeisha Moore says, Brock even put Buchanan Enterprise in the intro. Okay. Well, yeah, Brock's last name is. Can I say that? It's Buchanan. Well, I mean, he has it on there. He has it on his Twitter and all. So yes. His last name is Buchanan. So me and Brock practically have the same almost sounding first name. It's kind of crazy. Like, all right. I think they should make Alex Brady's son. Are you saying they should make Alex Brady's son? Okay. Brady Black's son. I think they should make Alex Brady Black's son. I don't know if that would work. It just seems too older in age. I kind of get maybe like a little brother, big brother kind of thing, but I don't know if I could see father and son. I don't know if I can see that. I don't know. Duan says, what do you make of Claire Grace on YNR? Well, here's what I can make of her. Being that she used to play Abby on the show on YNR years back, and she's like Kiki on GH, it tells me she's going to be in a big role on YNR. It's not going to be like a fly-by-night role. But so these days, you never know. All right, so Kaiwan says, I think as going to be the sister, but they're going to redo it once he gets there. Okay, you think they're going to do a retcon with Esme as a Hook? You're going to do a little bit of a retcon. Nikisha says Maxie didn't drug Lucky. She just stole pills for him. He got hooked on his own. Okay, that's true. That's true. That's true. My bad. My bad. Nikisha will always come to correct you. Well, you don't have your facts straight. Nikisha will come to correct you. She's coming to correct you. You're right about that. But Maxie was that resident bad girl back in the day, and now she's grown and evolved. I feel like Maxie's almost like the new Liz in a way. Y'all see the similarities? Yeah. All right, Dewan says, wouldn't it be tripped out if Claire Grace was Diane's secret daughter? Ooh. Who would her daughter have been with, though? Jeremy Stark, perhaps? I don't know if I want Diane having a secret daughter. I don't know. I mean, they got enough on their plate with Tucker right now, and everyone else trying to sabotage them. So I think I don't think they can handle another secret daughter. Which, man, can I do a poll on here? Does it let me do polls on here? Damn, can I do a poll? Lordy, can I do a poll? I don't think it lets me do a poll, guys. But my question to you guys tonight is, who do you guys think is behind the phone call with Mamie on The Young and the Restless? Do you think it's, I know it's not Drusilla, but do you think it's maybe, this is my theories. There's a couple theories I'm going through. Malcolm Winters, Olivia Barber, or Justin Barber from B&B. Who do you guys think it is? And also, would you guys be open to a Drusilla Winters recast? Would you be open to it? All right, let me get through this chat. All right. Jakari says, how do you feel about the Greenlee character on All My Children? I never really see all the big fuss with Greenlee and All My Children, to be honest with you, Jakarius. Greenlee was just there for me. I don't know. I didn't see all the big fuss. The Tomlin family's in the chat. Hey guys, how you guys been? I know this is my first live in like months. Man, grad school has been kicking my butt in a good way. It's actually not really as bad as people made it out to be. I don't know. I mean, but times have changed too, where like everything now is incorporating balance in the world, from jobs to school to, or at least that's the way it seems to me. So, all right, Nikisha said, Okay, Nikisha says, Maxie did fake a pregnancy and fall and miscarriage, try to trap Lucky. Yeah, she wanted Lucky bad. She really did. All right, Darby13 says, Nikisha does two things very well. She corrects you and she goes to work. Hey! Go ahead, there, Darby. Go ahead, do. Lakeisha is a working woman. All right. Dewan says, yep, you can do polls, I believe. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how can I do polls on StreamYard. Damn, I haven't been on this thing in a minute, Papa. Like, I don't know if I want to figure it out right now. I'm on the stream and then things go crazy. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to do that, though. I don't know. All right, Jakaria says, I don't watch YNR. What if that Claire Grace character could be the daughter of Grace Turner and Cam? Oh. Now, Jakaria, are you sure you don't watch YNR? Because I feel like you just exposed yourself right there. How do you not watch YNR but you came to that theory? Because Grace Turner and Cam Kristen are like long time characters in the past. How do you not watch YNR? But you know that, Jakaris. Jakaris, what's going on? You just, you know. I was watching a soap opera earlier. It was a web series called Triangle. And the show, the guy says, yeah, there's a dead body in the basement. And the guy who actually killed the person is like, oh, well, hopefully they find who killed that guy. And the person said, I never said it was a guy. This is what this moment is with Jacarius. Because how could you know this stuff, Jacarius? Jacarius watch a little YNR. He does. I think he watches a little YNR. All right, Nikisha says, I think Claire Grace would be one of the young girls that Tucker music artist assaulted. Oh, okay. That would make more sense. That would make more sense because it has to be connected to a storyline that's already there. I don't think she's Diane's daughter either. Talon Face says, I missed your face. We're okay. I miss you guys too. It's good to know the guys are doing great. Oh my goodness. I think YouTube is probably really showing me an algorithm because I haven't been live in a while. So, all right. Nikisha says, Darby, true. I'm off tonight though. Currently laid up my lazy boy recliner. Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna be in Albert's live tonight. We're gonna be talking about relationships and all that stuff. I like that Albert's membership live is like behind that wall, that paywall, which I would love to do that for my channel to speak more about certain topics. And not that I necessarily want the paywall for it, but just to have that slight blocker for it. But then I'm not even all that much for me to have that. Once I get to Albert's level, I'll get there. You know. What is the name of Sharon and Nick's company? What's it called? SAN, So Sanctuary Productions is like SAN. All right. I'm still developing. I'm still developing out there. I'm still developing. Duan says that Claire Grace looks so much better than Kiki did. Now the crazy thing is that's the same actress that played Kiki though. Right? Jakari says, I hear recaps on Twitter. Okay. That makes sense then, Jakaris. Yeah, so you're like vicariously learning about the show through the recaps on Soap Twitter. Jakari says, I'm old enough to know who Cameron Kirsten is. Okay, all right, fair enough. I'll take that. Now, Kaiwan is pretty much saying if you can afford his the cable bill, he would was it subscribe to Peacock or something? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, Nikisha said, I'm looking forward to Albert's live. Clarice has big plans. So Albert invited me on the live tonight, so I'll be sharing some of my feedback too. I think the biggest debate in Albert's live this day was on the members live is well, which I'm pretty sure I can say this, right? But well, I brought it up that I think people should be friends first before they date. And I was like, oh no, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. But not so much in the sense of you're going to be friends with someone for 2 years and then decide to date them. But you really take your time getting to know somebody before placing them right into the dating category, if that makes sense. Like you really take your time getting to know someone. So that's the biggest thing. That's kind of what my opinion was. I feel like is that you really need to people need to take their time really getting to know someone. And if you're just meeting someone and instantly putting them in a dating category, that might not necessarily be the best beneficial thing. You have to get to know them, get to know if this someone should even put in that category one way or another. Okay, I see what you mean, Kaiwan. You're saying that if I had a membership, you would pay for it if you could afford it. Okay, I see what you mean. And you would go to lives. Okay, I got you. I got you now. I got you. I think that'd be cool. It'd be cool to be one to be a paid YouTuber, but I'm doing this for the love of it. So, I mean, when I get to 1,000, it would happen. So that'd be cool. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Darby13 says the artist wasn't Tucker's. He only took over after the artist was caught. Tucker had the scandal covered up afterwards. See, I don't feel like Tucker and Audra should really be held accountable for this. They didn't do this. So I don't know. It's lost on me, this whole thing. They didn't do anything. They shouldn't have done the cover up, but they technically didn't do anything. So I don't know why this is like a big thing that could be blackmailed against them. It's kind of weird. All right, Solomon says, hey, DC, just made it here. I was trying to watch his live stream. So did his live stream end? His live stream must have ended then, right? Let me check. Let me take a look and see. Let me do this live. Let me see. Not me showing up on my own channel thing. I have to log into my Soap Sanctuary account because I don't want soap spoilers in my actual thing. Nope, they're still live. Oh, that's cool. They're still live. That's what's up. They're still live. They're doing their thing. They're talking. They're chit-chatting. They're having some fun. All right, Lisa Delpeche. You know, Lisa, when I see your name, I think of Delpeche Mode. I don't know if you ever know them. Words like violence break the silence, and I'm crashing in. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my heart. All right, okay. Lisa says, "What do you think of Xander and Chloe as a couple?" I didn't take them seriously. I didn't take Chloe and Xander seriously. I just felt like Chloe was so quick to jump on the Philip train, and my thing is like, I'm sorry, but like, you about to marry this man and he hasn't even met your son yet? And it's so weird that he's never met Parker because Parker is also Sarah's nephew. So there was an instance there he could have met. At one point in time, it was believed that Parker was Philip's son. Still haven't met, you know, because he would have been a Kyriakis at that point. So it was just very weird that Xander never met Parker. You're going to marry a man, but he's never met your kids. I think it's some people do that in real life where they marry someone and that person never met their kids. I think that's weird, personally. My personal opinion. Nikisha says, I miss the days where people courted. I miss that too. I think what happened is people think relationships got to be like fast food at Amazon Prime, and they don't want to take their time getting to know somebody. I got things to do. I'm about to turn 40. I'm about to turn 155. People don't want to take their time anymore. I've rushed into things myself too. I understand that. But people have to take their time getting to know somebody. And there's nothing wrong with that. Darby says, everything's embarrassing in business. Yeah, but Darby, is that really Tucker and Audra's fault though? You know? All right, Kaiwan says, yeah, I think he has the channels from 5 to 6 to 7. Okay, yeah, he has his lives today. He has his lives today. Solomon Payne. Solomon Payne says, no, stream is still going. I decided to stop by here for a minute. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Darcy says, corny DC. What was it? Was it my singing that you called corny? What was it? Because you know this chat is going a little slow. What was it, guys? What was it, Darby, that made me corny? All right. Nikisha says, Darby, I fast forward through Wynar's scene, so I may have missed that part. Before I get to the rest of the chat, I do have a question for you guys. Who do you think was on the line with Mamie that week on I think it was Wednesday or Thursday? Do you think it's Olivia Barber, which is Nate's mom, Justin Barber, which is their cousin over in LA on B&B, or is it Malcolm Winters? Those are my theories. And also, would you guys think you would be able to accept the Drusilla Winters recast? Thoughts below, please. All right. Dewan says, I wonder who's a better businessman, Tucker McCall or Bill Spencer? Bill Spencer. Bill would not even, I don't think Bill would even be in the position Tucker's in right now. Bill is way too on it, and Bill has a fixer, which is Justin. Whenever a businessman has a fixer, someone that handles things right off the bat and nip it in the bud, that's a good businessman. And I think you kind of have to have that, to be honest. Ace Boone Cool in your right hand. You got to have something like that. Alicia says, I heard that group, but without the L, Depeche Mode. Oh, Depeche Mode. Yes, it's Depeche Mode, not Delpeche, but Depeche Mode. Yes, Depeche Mode. I'm sorry, Lisa. That's true. Okay, Kaiwan says he wishes he can get Peacocks and watch Days of Our Lives. You know, honestly, there's some sites they post for free. I'm not gonna say the sites though, because I can have y'all blowing up my spot when I watch my South African shows. But there's some sites they post them for free. You know what I'm saying? Keisha says it's hard to get excited about any story in YNR that isn't about the new ones with Abbots because YNR barely invests other characters. That's true, but they do give depth to those characters at least. That's true. That is true, Nikisha. It is true. I think the writing of YNR though lately has been pretty amazing. The flashbacks from like 2 days ago, 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, every 2 seconds on the show though, that is getting a little bit to be too much. But I like the little sequence of how they do the flashbacks. Darby 13 says, Dewan, Bill versus Tucker, battle of the big egos. Bill has a right hand. Bill has a fixer. When you have that fixer, that person that makes it happen. Like for Sonny, his fixer was Jason, right? If you look at Stefano, he had multiple fixers. He had Bart, he had Rolf. I'm trying to think of who else. Who was a big family business on Aswell Turns? Did they even have that? Like a rich family in Aswell Turns? Nobody was really rich besides Lucinda, I felt like. Was anybody really even rich in Aswell Turns? Yeah, they didn't really have that unified rich family like most shows did. They didn't have that. Huh. Yeah, they didn't have that, now that I think about it. All right, Lisa says, oh, let me get to this chat. You all going. Lisa says, I think if they were serious, if not for the baby, I hope she comes back. Nikisha now says, remember the Rosales family? They made YNR interesting, but they're all gone. Yeah, the Rosales family. Ooh, Arturo. Tell me something about Arturo, man. Let me tell you something about that man. That affair he had with Nikki was kind of like, ooh, okay, what's up, no? What's up, no? But they got rid of them. I don't know what they did behind the scenes. Somebody must have did something. So Dewan says Brooke and Ashley are their kryptonite. Nikisha says, I can't with this Mamie character. Can't get past her name. F those writers for name. I know. When I think of that name, why do I think of pancakes? When I hear Aunt Mamie Johnson, right? It makes me think of Aunt Jemima, which now they changed the Aunt Jemima now to Pearl Milling Company pancakes. I think of Aunt Jemima when I think Mamie. I do. And that's the problem with the black family YNR. Everybody got a different last name. Johnson, Hastings, Winters, Chancellor, Barber. Good Lord. Darby says, Depeche Mode, blast of the past. Yes, I love Depeche Mode. Solomon Payne says, it would be interesting if Claire Grace chick turned out to be Sheila Carter's long-lost daughter with Massimo from B&B. Maybe she'll put up her adoption years ago. Her name was changed. Solomon, Sheila's already got 10 kids. She's got Ryder and Daisy, right? Because I don't know if you guys know this from my YNR fans, that Daniel's daughter is Sheila Carter's granddaughter, right? Because Lucy is the mother, right? And Lucy is Sheila Carter's granddaughter because Daisy is her mother and Daisy is Sheila Carter's daughter. Sheila also has her daughter Mary, and now she has. It feels like Sheila's got too many kids, and B&B is ignoring the fact that Sheila has other kids. So I don't know if she needs another one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she needs another one at this point. I don't know. Duan says Ridge has Bill's fixer now. Well, Justin, that's right, Justin. The Justin and Bill thing was such a good storyline, and then they dropped it. Good Lord. Good Lord. Okay, so Kamwan says, pretty much, do you think the wedding aisle with Nina is going to figure out that Nina did the car thing? Okay, like if Sonny's going to figure this out during the wedding, if that Sheila was, that Nina was behind some things. I think so. That's how it is in soaps. You never have that long soap moment on soaps where the wedding actually plays out, like you did with Paulina and Abe, and then Sonny and Will. So that's why most times there's a soap wedding, you just know something's gonna pop off because the weddings never play out anymore. Luan says Lucinda Walsh was rich. Yes, she was rich, but like you know how every soap had a family. Like you had the Demaras, you had the Castines, you had the Spaldings, you had the Chandlers, you had the Buchanans, you had the Newmans, the Abbotts, the Forresters, the Cranes, the Coreys. As the World Turns didn't seem to have that one family. They had Lucinda, but they didn't have like a family, organized family unit that was rich. Does that make sense? That make sense? All right, Solomon's response to Keisha says, if you saw the actress that first played Mamie, you would even be more frustrated. They really made a stereotype out of her version of the character. So the first actress that played Mamie. Yeah. Mamie was the maid at the Abbott Mansion. Drusilla couldn't read. And Neil taught her how to read. The whole thing was problematic, guys. The whole thing was problematic. Nikisha says Nikki and Arturo was scandalous. I wasn't mad at Nikki though, right? Arturo was a good-looking man. Darby 13 says, wasn't Roger Thorpe Alexandra Spaller's fixer? Yes, he was. Thank you for reminding me, Darby. Roger Thorpe was. He was Alexandra Spalding's fixer. He was. Let me see here. Keisha says, I can't picture. I'm scared to Google it. In terms of Mamie, the first actress played Mamie, responding to Solomon. Once they killed off Drusilla, the Winters, Bobbers, Hastings, Johnson, Chancellor, Hastings clan was done. But that's my question. Would you guys be open to a Drusilla Winters recast? Because doesn't it feel like that's like an empty part that's missing on YNR? But I think because the actress sued, they literally killed off the character and then wouldn't recast it at the same time. Darby 13, what's up, Ben? Darby 13 said, wasn't Paul Ryan's father a fixture or Colonel Mastermind? His father was James Stenbeck. He was a Colonel Mastermind, but not a fixer. James wasn't really a fixer, though. He was a Colonel Mastermind. What's up, Ben? You look beautiful. What's up? All right. Solomon says, but DC, there was another child Sheila gave birth to years ago on B&B around 2004. It was applied that it was Massimo's child, but the story was quickly dropped after that. Yeah, Solomon, but like, I've had enough of Sheila. You know what I'm saying? I've kind of had enough of Sheila. I've had enough of Sheila. You know? I don't know if I can do it. And the thing is that the only child of Massimo's that's there is Ridge, and you need Nick Maroney at least for this Massimo thing, you know. So it just wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. I don't think it would work, Solomon. Duan says, I would love to recast Drew. I mean, as most fans would take Victoria Rowell, but I accept she doesn't come back. Yeah. They'd have to be very careful with that recast, though. I mean, the time to recast Drew, I'm not going to say it should have been back then. I don't know. Michelle Morgan, to me, filled the space of when Drew left, and they didn't make her work either. And that tells me this is a writer's thing. Writers don't know what they're doing. Michelle Morgan Hillary Curtis was one of those characters on soaps where they lit up every scene they were in. It's not everybody that can do that. It's not really everybody that can do that. And then when they brought her back as Amanda had this spunk, and then Amanda Imani. You remember that scene where Imani busted in Amanda's hotel room and she took off her soap, like, okay, me and you need to talk, sis. Like, I got words for you. I was like, okay, this is classic YNR. But they dropped that too. We can't have nice things on YNR. We tried. We can't have nice things. Nikisha says, Drew couldn't read? What the F? Yes. Nikisha, Drew could not read. I think it was Neil was teaching her how to read at the time. Yep. She came in to go see her Aunt Mamie. She was a troubled teen girl, running from home. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Taiwan says, what if Sheila had like another son, not another son, but like a long lost sister nobody knows about from like a brother? Yeah. I mean, that would have been the best way to keep Kimberly Brown on screen on B&B was to make Sheila have a twin sister, but not the same Sheila running around with Deacon. Doesn't make sense. But the thing is with Sheila likes a man with status. I said it before my B&B review. She likes men with power. She likes Eric Forrester. She likes Dr. Scott Granger. She liked Bill Spencer. That's why she wasn't checking for Deacon in the beginning. She likes men with power. And if someone like Sheila got standards, that tells y'all, keep y'all standards up. Keep them up, Papa. Keep them up. Nikisha says, same with GH. Same with GH. With us, Trina had Portia's last name, even though Portia and Tag were married at the time. Stupid boy with black eyes. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, I've seen GH during the whole when Taggart was on, they would go back and forth where she was Trina Robinson, Trina Taggart, Trina Robinson, Trina Taggart. Now it's Trina Robinson. Probably slowly going to be Trina Ashford. It kind of reminds me of Tina Lord from Like to Live when she was Tina Clayton and Lord, and they bounced back and forth between that for a while until they just finally made her Tina Lord. But yeah, why do all the black characters on YNR, everybody got a different last name? Like, golly. You know? Hamilton, Chancellor, Winters, Hastings. So wait, Hamilton, Winters, Chancellor, Hastings, Barber, Johnson. 6 different last names for the black family on YNR. There's literally no cohesion. There ain't no damn cohesion. None. No cohesion. You know his days do the same thing too? Abe Carver. Well, Abe and Theo at least got the last name, so we got one little cohesion. But we have Abe Carver, Paulina Price, Lonnie Grant, Eli Grant, Chanel Dupree. There's like 4 different last names. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better, but still, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Solomon Payne says, she's responding to Keisha. The first Mamie was an older woman who always let people walk over her, Jill in particular, and would start off her sentences as she was getting ready to sing with Turner at his head. Proud Mary, keep on rolling, rolling, back wheels keep on turning, rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. I'm just kidding. Solomon, you were so wrong with that comment, man. You were wrong with that comment, Solomon. Come on now. All right. Nikisha says Hillary was the best in a YNR, period. I agree with you. I agree. They really messed out on her. Terrell Eugene Bellinger. Man, you sound like that's like a movie producer's name right there. Hello, DC. So nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Solomon says, I get it, DC. I kind of feel like Sheila has overstayed her welcome myself. Exactly. I'm done with Sheila. I'm done with it. Nikisha says Amani had so much potential. She was about to steal Nate from Elena. Yeah, that's where that was going. And then they just put her with Victoria. Amani was supposed to be Nate's Victoria, if you ask me. Amani was another character. Like, she just brought it in every scene she was in. Yo, can I help you? What you doing, man? Stop, please. But Amani had everything. She brought it. Amani brought it on YNR. She did. She really brought it. Darby says Albert's live is over now. I was gonna tell you guys, tell them to come over here. Tell them to come over here. This live. Tell them to come on over. All right. The one says one lady I looked at said Hillary Curtis was more Lily than Lily. Ooh. I kind of know what you mean, Duan, but what do you mean by that? I'm gonna ask clarification with the chat. I kind of know what you mean by that, but I don't know if I want to touch that. If I want to step on it or unpack it, I don't know. All right. Terrell says, is it Terrell or Terrell? Let me know if I'm pronounced correctly. Which one is it? Terrell, number 1, or Terrell, number 2? What if Deacon was revealed to be Finn's biological dad? But Sheila is his mom. So would that undo that then? I don't know, Terrell. I like that Finn is kind of like low-key, almost not related to the cast on B&B. Well, Hope will be his sister, so then he would never sleep with her. So that'd be good. That'd be good for Steffi. She won't have to worry about that. Okay. Nikisha says, I remember Reggie and All My Children. Chadwick left the door because of the stereotypes. So Michael B. Jordan jumped. Hey, listen, the man was trying to get some work. Look at where they both ended up. It's crazy to know that Chad was in the role and Michael B. Jordan came right afterwards. It's always crazy when I think about that. And Reggie and All My Children was Jack Montgomery's foster child who happened to be black. I know, it feels weird. But I was watching a web series earlier, and this web series has gone on for like 8, 9 years. It's literally like a soap opera itself called Triangle the Web Series. And the family is black and they have a family member who's adopted, but they're white. So it's almost like the diversity I would love to see on soaps, I see it on there. That's why I said I get my diversity from other places. So I got to get it from other places. All right, Kaiwan says, what do you think about Portia with Nicholas? That's more cushion for the pushy for Nicholas. I think Nicholas and Portia could have been together, but they're really trying to push it with Curtis. If you ask me, Jordan was supposed to be, it was supposed to be Jordan and Sean that were supposed to be that couple for GH, that black couple for GH. But the problem is, that's why they made Sean TJ's father. But when Vanessa Antoine left the role as Jordan, it just went downhill from there. Vanessa Antoine is still my Jordan. I love the Tanisha girl that's in the role now, but Vanessa Antoine was my Jordan. She was my Jordan, man. She was. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. All right, Kaiwan says maybe there will be a little LaQuisha family, a LaQuisha Curtis Skidley. Okay. Lakeisha says roll, not door. Autocorrects day silence. I'm saying, okay, it's all right, Nikisha. It's all right, Nikisha. Okay, left the roll. I forgot that's what you meant. It's okay. Autocorrect does that to us sometimes. Dewan says, I said Sheila should have left a long time ago. I agree. She really should have. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the janitor of Love Enterprises, Bostic Ladies and gentlemen, it's the janitor of Love Enterprises, formerly known as Bostic Enterprises, in the chat. Albert Bostic, ladies and gentlemen, former CEO of Bostic Enterprises. All right, so Tyrell. Oh, so I was wrong either way. I was wrong on both records. Okay, Tyrell. I got you. Tyrell. Okay, the kid says, damn, Dwan, that's shade. Solomon says, I recall reading the first name you left because she wasn't happy with her character and wanted more money. She apparently was difficult to work with as well. You know, the original Jill, she left, Brenda Dixon left the role. The original Jill, man, she killed those scenes. Brenda Dixon killed those scenes. But I heard she was a diva on set. I don't know how true that is. Okay. Darb says, oh, shizzle, busted by Albert, right? Albert's in the chat. Oh, snap. Okay, Keisha says, I don't care because I don't like Lily. I miss Kane's sexy stuff. He was so fine. Kane and Lily, and when they had on Charlie and, was it Matilda? Charlie Matilda. They actually had good storylines with Reed. I was actually into the teen scene at that time. It's very rare that a soap could get me into a teen scene, but Weinar did it with those two because it was really captivating. Dewan says, when Nancy Drew 37 said Hillary acted more like Lily than Chris Khalil. Dewan, you just said something. Nancy Drew 37, she was one of the pioneers of soap commentators on YouTube next to Rock TV. In fact, I think Nancy 37 was even before Rock TV. All right? She was before Rock TV. Jeez, BBC before Brock's channel. BBC before Brock's channel. Okay, that just sounded wrong because of the BBC part. But y'all get my point. Dewan, do you know Nancy Drew 37 still has her channel? Do you know? I'm asking for a friend. I need to know. All right, Solomon says Lily is so whitewashed and self-loathing, just a shame. Is it because she's with white men? Because we can say the same thing about Trina. And we know Trina's not whitewashed. What do you think about that? Or do you feel like they gave Trina more of a connection with her black identity? All right, so Nikisha says, Solomon, yes, that's why I can't stand the character. Taiwan does he feel like GH Trina the most black characters that didn't like the, okay, GH Trina. Okay, you got to rephrase that for me, Kaiwan. All right, Keisha says Vanessa was the best Jordan. She just put so much of herself on that character. She did. So when she wanted to go do Digstown on CBC, I like this Tanisha person, but Vanessa Antoine was Jordan. They haven't written for Jordan the same since she left the role. Let's be honest, guys. Okay, I said there's another podcast called the Black Lady Podcast. Hey, okay, I got you. Hey, Albert. Yes, Albert in the chat. Albert says, that's right. What's mine is clearly Jess's. Yep, that's correct. She owns everything, guys. She owns it all. That's why it's called Love Enterprises now. It's not called Boston Enterprises. Dewan says, hey to Albert. Albert is saying hi to Keisha and Darby. Lisa says, now that Victor is gone, who can step in his role as patriarch? Justin? No. You see, and Lisa, you bring up a good point, Lisa, because this is my thing with soaps. When you don't have proper writing, you got to, and I say this all the time, you got to set the stage for the next generation of soaps. When you don't do that, that's a problem, right? When that's not properly done. The Bowers on Guiding Light, they didn't do that because Rick was not a patriarch. Neither was Ed. They had a matriarch in Maureen Bauer to lead the family through, and they killed her off. And if you notice, ever since then, the Bowers weren't the same. And the Bowers were like the Bowers were like the Horton version. Where like there was like Guidelines version of the Hortons. Now the Hortons, you still have Julie and Doug. They're like now the lead of the family, right at this point. And hopefully they put someone next in line for that. But the Hortons got too many of them at this point. But that's the thing. They didn't do that well with Days, with Victor. They didn't even with the DiMeras, it's not clear. Tony should be the patriarch of the DiMeras. I just don't understand how that's not a thing for me. He's had the most interaction with Stefano out of all these people. I don't care if he's Stefano's bio son or not. Tony should have been leading the DiMeras. That's weird to me. Unless Tao Penglis didn't just want too much done with the role. But that's always felt weird to me. And Tony doesn't have a child. Did you guys notice that, Days, man? Tony does not have a child. I think he had one with Anna, they miscarried, but he doesn't have a child on screen. It's always been weird to me. All right. Dwan says, nope, I don't know about Nation 37. Search for a channel. Yeah, I have too. It's like she left and never came back. She's presumed dead. No, I'm just playing. Trying to add a little soap joke, but I don't know if that came off the right way. But no, she's presumed dead because she's been missing ever since. You know, she's like Drusilla. She fell off the cliff and never came back. Kaiwan says, do you feel like they should write more for like black characters in GH? You know, like they don't see in the writer as much as a good black character. Okay, I see what you mean. Taiwan. I see what you mean. Tarrell, how do you feel about Emily and Ryan taking on the role of Teresa? Unexpected move. Days fans didn't see coming. Yeah, I just saw that scene. It's weird. But I think they realized they couldn't do nothing more with the character of Gwen, but there was room for them to write for Teresa. And I think what's going to happen is over time, Teresa will get back her Teresa will develop a British accent all of a sudden. Because I realize that there's not much they can really write for Gwen at this point. They're like, oh, what more can we do now with her? So let's make her into Teresa. And I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. I'm okay with it. Okay, Solomon says, yes, Brenda Dixon, the first Jill. She was a pain in the ass to work with when I heard. Ironically, the first Mamie couldn't stand her. She talked really bad about her in an interview. Damn. So art imitating life in a sense, almost. Art almost imitating life. Darby13 says, Justin's more like a best friend to his kids rather than their father. Yeah, I can't take Justin seriously. I don't know what it is. That's just me. I can't take Justin seriously. I can't take him seriously. Okay, Jakari's asked, how do you feel about the Vetta's version of Lily? Guys, am I talking too fast, by the way? I know I'm kind of too. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat a little bit. So let me give you guys a quick fun fact. I started watching YNR with the Vetta's version of Lily. So to me, she was my Lily, to be honest. I actually did like her Lily a little bit more, to be honest. She just had a spunk. There was like a realness to her. I don't know how to explain it. So when Crystal Khalil came into the role, I was like, who's this? And come find out she was the original Lily. So it was weird. It was like a Twilight Zone for me. Solomon says, DC, it's main things that make Lily look like a white people pleaser. From all the white men to her siding with Jill over her 9-year-old Aunt Mamie to her attacking Hillary, it's just disgusting. Okay, Solomon. You know, the thing is, though, is that they don't really know Mamie, though. Damon made a good point. He was like, I don't really know Mamie that well. And I was like, thank you for saying that. Because we can get away with it and say that Nate and Lily know Mamie because they grew up with Drusilla and Neil, but Devon did not. And I've never heard Mamie's name ever mentioned during those years to Devon. So when Devon said, I don't really know her that well, I was like, thank you for saying that. And Mamie was just like, oh, I just want to get my family together. Mamie was doing too much for me. She was doing too much. But that name, Mamie, it does kill me. It does kill me. All right. Tyrell says, the better she was, Lily deserves so much better. Yeah, to me, I feel like she was a little bit of a better Lily. Lisa says, Teresa's not staying long. She's only for 12 weeks. Okay, so maybe they're just trying to finish out that storyline with her then. Jakari says, how do you feel about Passions? Oh, Jakari, have you seen my channel? You know I stand 10 toes down for Passions. Passions had a way of writing storylines where, you know how Days can be campy? Because someone on Days can get shot and they're like, ooh, I think I just shot him. You did. Nice touch. And then they start, it's like, it makes it messes up the moment. Because Days will have a very serious scene and they'll make some crude or cringy joke and mess up the whole moment. Whereas Passions, they were over the top, but this is what Passion would do. If someone got shot and it was a room full of people, it would have that dun, 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 dun. And then everybody would look around each other like this, like with these over-exaggerated stares, which gave it a campiness, but it also didn't take away from the scene as well. And then it'll go, dun, 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 dun. So that's what Passions would do. Passions was just, it was a good show. Y'all, we didn't know what we had back then. We didn't know what we had. Nikisha says, I watched flashbacks of that Lily. She was so much better to me. I agree. I totally agree with you. Terrell says, DC Soap Sanctuary, have you ever heard of the new YouTube soap called In Times Like These? Ooh. No, I haven't. Let me mark that down. What's it about? In Times Like These. In times like these, YouTube soap. I'm writing this down on my phone. YouTube soap, times like these. Lisa says, Xander is more like Victor, so he can step into that role. But as a patriarch, though, I feel like a patriarch has to have a relationship with almost everyone in the family. I could see Maggie stepping in as a leader of the family as a matriarch, even though she's not a bio Kyriakis, but I can see it. All right. The Q says, every time you say Mamie, my stomach grabs. Good old Aunt Mamie. Every time I hear that word Aunt Mamie, I feel like she's about to come in and be like, hey, y'all, do y'all want some pancakes and some collard greens and some biscuits? That's like the first time I think I might hear the name Mamie. I'm so serious. All right, Duan says there was an old theory that Drew survived the fall and is walking around with amnesia. That's possible. And she looked like a whole different person from the fall. Her face has been reconstructed. And maybe the person who kept her alive was a doctor, a woman who got wind of Drew. And the woman happens to be her sister, Olivia Baba, who is a doctor. So it could work. It could work. But then again, why was she missing for so many years, though? They got to explain that part. Solomon says the better Sherwood was much better. I was starting to get used to her, and they brought Crystal, and then they just brought Crystal Khalil back. Yeah, I was introduced to Lily with the better Sherwood. So when Crystal Khalil came back, I was like, oh, okay, this is all right. King was like the best part of Lily. I'm not gonna lie, he really gave Lily an edge. You know, but they do want to put Lily with white men. I do notice that. I don't know if that's a thing. No, but they put it that Tyler guy. They did put her with that Tyler guy. They did. So Lily was with the black man. Let's not do that, y'all. Lily was with the black man. Darby says, what is Mamie's first real name anyways? Isn't it Mamie? Oh, Lord. I got to find that out. Maybe it wasn't Mamie. And that was the name they gave her. Jakari says, I guess Nikki Parker was giving Teresa some advice. Nikki Parker. Okay, Jakari. Okay, I got you. Okay, literally Mamie. So there's your answer, Darby. It's Mamie. Baby's name, Mamie. I mean, the people really name their kids that back in the day? Like, oh, look at this beautiful baby. What are we gonna name her? We gonna name her Mamie. All right, Kaiwan says, did you like the replacement on GH? Placement Raiders on GH. What were they better? And would you miss the replacement Raiders on GH? Okay, rephrase that for me, Kaiwan. Solomon says, please, bro. We all know Drew is upstairs with you. Yeah, Drew is gone, guys. Drew is gone. I'm gonna end this live in like 10 minutes, guys. But I appreciate you guys for ending like in 10 minutes. All right, Terrell says, I was too young to remember the late Marguerite's Ray portrayal of the OG Mamie, but I felt that Veronica Red did a good job taking over the role. See, I only know Veronica Red in the role, so I don't know nothing else. That role. All right, Darby 13 says, Mamie's parents must have really hated her to punish her that name. But, you know, they did have those names back in the day, like Anna May, Stella May, Shatla May. You know, they have all these names back in the day. Okay, whose father would Billy Abbott be then, Kaiwan? All right, Solomon says at Ray was a walking stereotype as Mamie. She did much better playing Fred Sanford's girlfriend. The Keisha Ward's like, y'all gonna have my son doing sit-ups. For them to bring back Mamie at this point in time, it just feels so random because her name has never been mentioned through the years. Literally, this would have been better with like Olivia Barber. Because Olivia would have been a better link to all of them. She's Nate's mom, and they've all been familiar with Olivia, but they don't know Mamie. So Darby's saying, Baby's dad, baby, please pass the cat pancakes. I think of pancakes too. I think Aunt Jemima when I hear that, you know? Good Lordy. Good Lord. But Mamie doesn't really know them. It's so weird that she's brought in. They didn't write for this family well. Neil was that last leading figure for them, but they didn't do this well. Okay, so Kaiwan says we got to remember that we come from a generation of Africans trying to name guys like us millennials. Okay, true. I see what Kaiwan is saying, that that's just how the names were back in the day, as opposed to how they were now. So I get it. And Kaiwan's saying they should also bring in some more characters for the show. They should bring in some more characters. Which I agree. I think on some level they should bring in more Black characters on. I mean, they had Devon's mom, his sister, forgot her name. BME don't have no Black people on. They're gone. Actually, yeah, BME doesn't have no Black people on. They're all gone. They have Carter on. Even though I know Lawrence A. Victor's not a recurring character, he feels like a recurring character. I think he's just more focused on directing than he is acting at this point. And that's why I don't see Carter like that. Solomon says, DC, well, I mean, Mamie was presumably born during the mid to late 30s, and it was a different time then regarding names. Who knows? Yeah, exactly. It was a different time. It definitely was. All right, Tarell says, do you think that Days will usher in a brand new era with the additions of Tate and Holly? I think so. Writing for generations on soaps can be very, very tough. Because like I said, on Days, everyone's practically almost related. It's very tough. It's very tough to do it. But it's possible. I think some soaps that have been good for writing for the next generation was like One Life to Live. They did a good job of that. But that's the thing is with soaps, they were able to write for the next generation from back in the day because they really took their time with characters. I mean, they took their time. As Will Turns took their time with characters. They didn't have this little slew of people coming in and out through the years anymore. They took their time. So that's why we didn't have so many people on screen, so many nieces and nephews. They took their time. Most of us are not really doing that anymore these days. All right. Let me get to his comments. So I don't get behind. All right. Dwan says it would have been a better surprise. Drew would have been an easy, better, and big surprise for us fans. It would be, but Mamie was just too excited. We got them. Yeah. I'm not going to mess it up. That's not Drew on the phone. That made me, because Mamie was already sloppy. Already been too sloppy. And Drew had her moments being messy, but not like that. Not like that. All right, Solomon says Tina Turner's real name was Anime Bullock. You'd never expect that looking at her, right? You never would. Terrell says the death of Marine Bow was definitely the jumping shark moment for a guy like, yeah. But see, it's tough because when you kill off a main character like that, that's what makes it captivating. Like I spoke about this in Albert's Live. What if EJ's father is that guy that Susan's married to? It would be drastic because him being a Demare is legit his whole identity. Out of everybody, it's really him. But then at the same time, it would drive story. Right? It would drive story. All right, let's see here. Dewan says, I've always liked Lily and Daniel because another artist, you could always relate to him. Yeah, I agree. I've always liked Lily and Daniel. I feel like they're in game. But then again, Lily acts like she doesn't have no kids. Did you notice that? It's like Lily never talks about her kids. You have grown kids in college. I never hear Lily mention them, not once. All right. Nikisha says they brought Mamie back earlier for the 50th. I'm sure the powers that be think they're doing well by Black folks to give Mamie a story, but we didn't ask for this. Yeah, this is not the kind of story we asked for. It's like, the writers are listening to Twitter, but then they give us a half-baked version we want. We said we wanted more Black businesses on YNR. Even Brighton James, who plays Devon, said in an article, I wish they had more stories for Black business on YNR. And then they do that, but they give us a half-baked version of that. They give us like a little half-baked version of that. And then we finally get like a leader for their family, but it's like Mamie out of all people, I guess, I do declare. All right, Lisa says they sourced Tate and Holly too fast. So Tate and Holly are coming on. Maybe Tate and Holly are coming on Days. Tate and Holly. Holly Jonas, which is Nicole's daughter, and then Tate Black. Okay. All right. Darby says, imagine doing a family trip to Tarrytown, Salem. Yeah, that would go on for days and days. But how did Days let it get to that point where everybody ended up related? That was some choppy writing. How did it get to that point? The Hortons family trees is too much. Solomon is replying to Nikisha saying they should have done this story 10 years ago. It makes little to no sense for a 90-year-old man who spent decades wiping the ass to be focused on revenge on Jill. Yeah, and can we keep it a buck? Mamie wouldn't even be in the position she was had Jill not given her that money. Because even though Abbott's loved Mamie, she was like a mother to them, they weren't going to give her $1 million. She was going to get paid that $5.90 an hour that she was getting paid back then, and that was it. That was the end of it. And maybe that occasional Christmas bonus of an extra $200 on the check. Okay, that's all Mamie was getting. If you ask me, Jill did her a favor. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. Keisha says, I don't disagree, Solomon. Terrell says, B&B brought back RJ as an adult few years later after being written out, and they still did nothing for him. Yeah. I hope they don't make RJ like they did with Noah and YNR, where they have like 20 different actors come back to play him, and they still can't write for him. They still can't write for him. All right, Kaiwana's talking about they had a black district or a black type of town for soaps. Okay, I'll be interested to see how that goes. Darby 13 says, send these pancakes back. Hashtag send these pancakes back to the kitchen. The one says, I haven't heard anything about Lady's Kids in years. It is weird. Yeah. And there's so much story you could tell there. There's so much story you can tell there. Kaiwan says, okay, Kaiwan, rephrase that for me, please, because I don't want to misinterpret that comment, okay? Travoy says, DC Soap Sanctuary, who will save the Castline family from becoming extinct? Ooh, Travoy's good question. Good question, Travoy's. Victor. Victor's that next patriarch in line for the Cast Nines. It's definitely Victor. Definitely for sure. Definitely Victor. Solomon says, DC, I'm still rolling for a laugh. And you talking about how can you picture Aunt Mamie going, hey, chill. Y'all want to come inside, get some Kool-Aid with some biscuits and collard greens? Yeah, that's what I think when I hear the name Mamie. I think of the name Mamie. I'm thinking of, hey, y'all. Hey, that sugar pop pudding. Hey, there is Aunt Mamie. I got some collard greens and some biscuits and some buttermilk pancakes now on the stove, y'all, child. Go ahead and wash up now for that dinner now, child. All right. Solomon says, at Dewan, because the writers are filled with guilt about giving 35-year-old Lily college-age kids, they know they're effed up. But Lily's kids actually had some interesting storylines with Reed. The only other time I was interested in the teen scene on the soap was on One Life to Live. That's the only other time it was done right in my eyes. All right, Nikisha said, I wish a white lady would give me $1 million lead time. So fast. Do you see what I'm saying? You see? Jill did Mamie a favor, and Mamie's still trying to make it a thing. Sis, Jill did you a favor. Those average are not going to pay you that money. I don't care how much Jack is smiling at you. Like, Mamie, you mean everything to me. You know, they're not going to pay you. You know what I'm saying? Victor wasn't gonna give you that money. Me give Mamie $1 million. I don't give a damn about Mamie, okay? Mamie Johnson is an Abbott family maid, okay? She's not gonna give a dime out of me, you know? Anyway, so Victoria and Nate, they're a good couple. I respect Nate a great deal, but Mamie is not my priority, okay? I'm focused on my family and doing enterprises. Mamie was not gonna get no more money. Jill did her a favor. She's owed her a favor. Okay, I see what you mean, like a black, kind of like a black soap, kind of one. Are you trying to say like a black soap? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, I think that's what you're saying, right? Kind of like a black soap, kind of in a sense. Okay, Darby says Victor is dead, and who was running the Castine family business now that he's dead? I don't even know who's running the Castine state at this point. Since Nicholas is dead as well. Okay, hold on. Ooh, what did it do? Okay, Nikisha says y'all gonna make me take an edible. Forget this Mamie talk. Good old Aunt Mamie. She got them collard greens and them grinds and them biscuits. It's good old Aunt Mamie. Come on now, sugar. I got them collard greens and them biscuits. Okay, y'all go ahead and wash up now. Okay, y'all go ahead now. Wash up. Wash up so y'all can get some of this breakfast now. The one says, where is Reed? Yeah, Victoria forgot all about him. She forgot about him too. Joyce says Victor didn't save Shizzle. He threatened to kill family members to get what he wanted. Wait, Victor from YNR or Victor from Wine? Wait, Victor YNR or Victor from Days? Which one was that? All right, let's see here. Okay. I see what you mean. I see what you mean there. Oh, Darby said they had generations already. Okay, so Kai wants to say they're black soap. They had generations already. Yes. Now I watch South African soaps where the majority of the cast is black and they have their rich black family also. So it's a very different dynamic. There is literally a South African soap called Generations, and it launched around the same time as the American soap Generations. Interesting how that works. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, okay, because Victor's money was dirty. Well, how was Victor's money dirty? Do you remember how? Jarvis says, hey, don't hate on food. I'm hungry now. Dewan says Nicholas isn't dead, but he's not running anything right now. He's not, and he can't. He can't because he's dead. So that would go against that. Solomon says Reed stopped existing when the writers want to pretend Victoria was 30 years old. Yeah. Or what they'll do is they'll revert Reed back to a teenager. I think they've done that in soaps. So they made someone older and then younger again. I think they've done that. All right, so Voice says, what do you think about normal mediocre Trina becoming a cast iron princess? I'm ready for the day that Trina meets Helena Castine. That's what I'm ready for. Because she thinks she can handle cast irons, but sis, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you meet your grandmother-in-law, okay? Your great-grandmother-in-law, Helena Castine. She got something for you, sis. She got something for you. She got something. That's right. He was like a white beater. That's how they wrote Victor back in the day. So they did have that for Victor. So that is true. They did kind of have that for him. They did kind of have that for Victor back in the day. But guys, this has been a wild and amazing live stream. I'm grateful that you guys sat here and you came on with me today. In the words of Stefano Demira and the late Joseph Moscato, it feels good to be back, eh? It feels good. I honestly miss doing this. I've been so busy with school. School's actually going really well, guys. That's been such a huge thing, but I'm so happy to be back on the slides today, guys. I'm so happy. Yes, the Age and Reverse Charlotte and GH, they sure did. They sure did. I remember that. They sure did. But it feels good to be back, guys. I'm loving just being back on this live. I might try to do this maybe once a month or something. You never know. You never know. Probably on a Saturday more so, though. Probably more so on a Saturday. That's what I would say. Guys, it's been amazing. I'm glad to be back. I will be on Bostic Enterprise, well, Love Enterprises, formerly known as Bostic Enterprise live stream at 8 tonight. We're going to be talking about relationships and stuff. I'm going to have to pop in for about an hour. You should invite NAC to this live stream. Who's NAC? Who's NAC? Is that a soap actor? NAC. Okay, you gotta tell me what NAC is. But I gotta go, guys. I've got to jet. It's time for me to go. I gotta go. All right, I gotta get ready for Bostic Enterprises live stream, and I'm gonna be on there for a little bit tonight. Gonna be there from around 8 to 9, yeah. So I'm excited for that. We're gonna be talking relationships, all that stuff. It's not even gonna be soap related, you know. It's gonna be good for those of you guys. Remember, it's gonna be good. So, anyways, guys, I've gotta go. I am out. I will see you guys on the next one. I am out of here. And cue closing credits.
This has been Soap Sanctuary.